Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is the final episode of Factory Town. Today we're going to try and deal with some magic, but I thought we'd start with a bit of minecart action since that's the kind of thing that we like. Now this silo here has one idiot working it and he's topping that up with coal on a regular basis. My minecart train then comes down the tracks here where the first one, the front one, stops at this farm to pick up some berries. Which is super duper. It will then continue down the track in that way that we do, where nothing happens at the sugar farm. Could if I wanted it to, but it doesn't. You might go, what's sugar farm? When's this been a thing? Quite, I'm telling you. And then we come down to the kitchen where we're making jam. Yes, jam. Yes, because that's the thing. Because this particular kitchen is part of this. It's a mess. But it works. And this is all driven towards making berry-infused cakes, which we do here, which sell for 18 of the purple coins. And the purple coins are what I'm using at the moment in order to continue my research and do magical things. Let's back it all the way up. So we start out, we've got our farm here that is feeding crops both to a grain mill, for reasons that should need no introduction, although I will introduction them in a moment. And then we also make flour out of that as well. Let's follow the flour. The flour goes up this belt down here, goes over that one, it comes in this way, and goes into the kitchen where it is turned into cake. And as you can see, we are able to make a significant number of cakes at the present time. The shortcoming, and the reason I've got this minecart running with berries, is I'm not producing anywhere near enough berries. Here's my berry farm. Now, the part of the problem is that you need berries in multiple different dimensions. Yes, because berries come in dimensions. Firstly, you need berries to infuse in the final cake. And then you also need berries in order to make jam. Now, I could use just about any fruit for that, but berries seem to be nearby, and therefore I thought, well, I'm going to use berries then. Although, saying that, you're short on sugar, which is interesting, because historically it hasn't needed sugar, because there's always been a queue here, so all the sugar has been routed that way. Maybe if we up the tempo on the sugar farm a smidge. How many workers I've got spare? Plenty of workers, right. If we up the tempo on the sugar farm, that should sort that right out. Right, so yes, so sugar is produced over here, and well, no, it's not. It's produced over here, thank you. And it goes into the formation of original cake, which is fully topped up, and then it goes into the creation of jam. And then we also put a sprinkling of it on the final cake. Now, as you can see, I've been running this for a little while because I've got 2,500 purple coins already. Let's go back to the start. We've now got grain coming out, which is being turned into animal feed somewhere, or I thought it was. Well, whether it is or not, who really cares? It's going into the pasture that makes milk, and it's going into another pasture that makes eggs. The pasture itself, we're using grabbers in order to grab the manure to send it down to the kitchen. Splendid. Second kitchen, of course, uses coal instead. Yeah, smart. And then we also make eggs. I mean, we make so many eggs we can't possibly use them, but it's better to have more than you need. And then the final part of the puzzle here, don't worry about this. This is just making herbs for the sake of it, to send down the road and turn them into apothecary type behaviour. So that's actually an entirely different production line. But I nested it in. I mean, I'm not going to say well, but it's not particularly space consuming. But it started me thinking, well, if I was going to go further with this, then I haven't even got to the intro yet. Never mind, keep going. If I was going to go further with this, then what you would want is some serious level production, which is what I've built out over here. Say hello to serious level production. So this is my forge, new forge, this one, with a steam generator next to it to make that forge go really fast, and it produces iron plate. And as you can see, we've filled up my my iron plate storage bin. Or barn, as some may call it, purely because I don't do anything with it at the moment. So it's just sitting there ready for me to use should the mood take me. And then I've got these two fools rocketing around. One of them picking up iron, one of them picking up coal, and that all works beautifully. Anyway, well, let's get on with the show, shall we? Let's first find the school. It's here, and we'll get a recipe in. Now, I've already got some manor work being done, but the question is, the issue is, I've got absolutely no idea which bit I need. Now, we don't have mana crystals because we don't have a mana forge yet. So I reckon that might be something we want to look into. But let's get enchanted accessories on the go. That should be fairly quick. And we knock out paper pretty swiftly. So that'll be done pretty soon, I would have thought. Right, well, I was going to crack on, and so I'd stuck a couple of buildings up in order to hopefully crack on, and in order to build the initial mana stuff, I need reinforced planks. Not a problem. So I put a secondary recipe on the burner here at the forge. So we're now banging out nails, which is fine, and they're being stored in this barn here. Okay, so far so good. I've then got my workshop up, ready to turn all of that lovely stuff into reinforced planks. And I thought, right, well, I've got a nice bit of forest here. We'll chop that down. And then it turns out I've got one plank left in the whole world, and I'm not storing any more. Well, there's a thing that I hadn't expected to encounter as a problem. So I'm going to need a plank manufactorum and storage solution. That's a highfalutin way of saying I need to chop some trees down and that. Right, so we can make a lumber mill out of logs. Well, good. So if we do that here, yes. Yeah, if we stick that about there, about here. It doesn't need to go anywhere after that. It can just sit there. You make the planks, would you do? Thank you. Right, and then, oh, hold on, I'm absolutely wrong. It does need to go somewhere. It needs to go into a barn so that it can be accessible worldwide. Except, of course, it can't go into a barn because I don't have 10 planks. Oh, dear. Okay, well, I mean, you know, these things are being sent to test us. Also, I don't think I can do a forester at the moment. No, I can't do a forester, so we're going to have to use idiots. That's a bit of a shame. Right, well, I've got a bunch of idiots somewhere on the map who are just there. Here we go, look. Here's my my idiots that are just kicking it around the joint. Go and stick that in there, Mush, and then we'll get you out of the way. In another automated section that we've got going on here, this is stone that is being turned into polished stone before being stored in the base, which is super. I'm using a silo approach again. I like the silo because it only uses up one tile, and the aforementioned idiots can just load it up as much as they wish. Right, you lot. Yeah, no, all three of you, come this way. I've got a special... Oh, okay, 4 of you then. No, 3. Yeah, you don't know where you're going. You do know where you're going. Okay, right, now, you lot, come this way. I mean, and unless you're quick, then it will prove to be faster to just kill you all and get a fresh one. Ooh, yes, that's a workshop. That's not what we want. What we're after is that flipping lumber mill that I just placed. And I placed it somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Here it is, look. Right, get yourselves over here. In fact, well, no, okay, I guess I'll wait till you arrive now. So we'll do some rapid deforestation. We'll stick a couple of these fools on chucking them at a warehouse. This one will do nicely. Right, fools, couple of, you lot. Right, grab those, stick them in there. All right, thank you. Now, you lot, chopping of the trees. And then we need you to do that up until the point that we've got enough to rebuild our logging empire. For it is an empire. Right, having saved enough to buy a barn, I've now got this merry bunch of idiots just feeding the lumber mill for all they're worth, and that's getting our plank numbers back up again. I mean, this is fundamental stuff. This is what you learn at the start of the game, but for some reason I'd actually stopped doing that. I guess it's probably because I chopped down the entire forest and I got fed up with seeing my morons bouncing around the entire map. So, right, let's get that lumber mill back into operation. If I can remember where I put it. Oh, all these brown buildings, they all look so terribly brown. Where did I stick it? Wasn't it over here? Well, there's the workshop. Oh, no, that's the workshop is the bit that we need. Right, so I'm going to need a sawmill. Yes, thank you. And what's the best way to do this, I wonder? Yeah, we'll put the sawmill over like that. And then we'll tell you, plank it. Okay, right. Now let's do the belts next because that's nice and easy. Right, we want to belt some of this in like that. We want to belt some of that in like this, and we want to belt in some of this as well. I've clearly got the second belt in the wrong place. That's super. Right, yeah. There, like that. Okay, right. Second belt's in the wrong place. Oh yeah. Okay, hang on. One more of those. Put it like that. There you go. Good. Right, this lumber mill's currently got nothing in it, which means I need to produce some tree. That's not a problem. There are some tree here, and I can just bang a forester up on that, if I can remember where I left that. Flipping it. Why can't I remember anything? Forester. Okay, he's got a reasonable catchment area, but I'm going to give him a few more tree to play with there. Now, I wonder if by sticking them right next to each other like that, whether that will work or not. Don't know. However, let's find out, shall we? Well, it seems to be... Yep, no, there we go. Logs are coming in. Good. Right, so... lumber mill input. No, lumber mill input negative. Forester output very positive. Okay, we're going to need to move you then, aren't we? No, click and then M and then click and then move. Go that way. Right. Okay, and then grab the conveyor of the belt. Yes. Run it out like there you go. That's got it working. Oh no, I tell you what, we don't want a conveyor belt, do we? No. When you can, always use a chute because chutes are cool. It's why I'm using chutes in my cake building process. It's because chutes are cool. No, like that. Right, good. We're rolling. Smashing. Now then, that means that I will now start. Luxuriously creating reinforced plankage. Let's have a look and see what sort of speed this is doing. Well, actually, let's get a bit of barn action up here as well. Yes. Right, fling that there. Grab that's a reinforced plank. That should roll, shouldn't it? But will it roll? Is what we all ask. Nope, it won't. Okay, fine. Pity. It's much nicer than using conveyors, but hey ho. And we're rolling. Hey, except we're not because we're using a conveyor belt. Right, good. So that's reinforced plank coming in. Now I needed probably 40, 50 of those in order to start building the manor production stuff. What have we got going on here? Now what we're looking for is that we hold steady on the number of goods in the workshop, because if that's the case, then it's at peak production. If I up the production rate any more than that, then eventually it will run out. So I think we can up production a little. Let's bang another fall on that. See how that gets us going. And still sat quite merrily at 20. And we've got queuing on the belt. It's only the nails that we're really going through at any kind of speed, but they build up quite quickly as well. All right, stick another fall or two. No falls left. Well, that's okay. We can cope with that. I've upgraded most of these houses to level 5, but I ran out of resources, so I'll do a couple more now. Oh, typical. You need reinforced planks. Well, I'm trying to save those to do important things with. Let's switch this over to be a reinforced plank counter. There we go. How many have I got in stock? 27. Yes. No, I think what I'll end up doing is just excommunicating a few idiots who are sitting around not really doing very much. In fact, you, Mush, you're gone for starters. Yeah, you see, now we've got the Eye of Sauron looking at things going, who is not working hard enough? For whoever it is, we will excommunicate them. We don't need you at the moment. No, we don't want to turn him into a conveyor belt. I just want to kill him. There you go, because I've got a silo full of herb, and then I've got a barn full of herb as well. So that's a lot of herb going on there. I'm not wholly convinced as to why, neither. I've got a couple of lads working the water well. That's fine. I have tried putting wells directly next to the building that needs them, you know. Doesn't work. I've tried putting buildings in the catchment range of the coast. That doesn't seem to work either. You always tend to need a little buffoon to rustle things along. Anyway, all of that preamble should mean that I now have enough cash to build something of a magical nature. Let us have a look. Right, so do we need, whether we need a void obelisk or not, which I like the sound of, basically erases any item that's deposited into it. And you're going to go, well, don't you just use the delete button to get rid of it? You've got to go, no. Let's say your farm is producing an excess of fertilizer. You can fling it in your void obelisk. No, we want a magic forge. All right. Where do you think forging of the magic is likely to be useful? I don't know. Let's see if it says anything exciting if I put it near some of these crystal chaps. No, crystal chaps don't appear to do anything of note. In which case, let's put it in an area where we've got some solid accessibility. So we've got a bit of red. We've got some of that colour, and then a bit more of that colour and some red. We've got a bunch of white, and we've got one of these temples of who knows. There's some underwater blues going on, or is that stone? It says stone. All right, that's stone then. Oh, here we go. There's 3 to choose from. Right, here we go. We live here now. Right, I don't know what it does, but I'm going to find out. Hello there. What do you make? Mana crystals. Well, these are used in the production of magic, or next level research. So I'm going to need some of that, or a mana brick, which we know we need to build the void monkey. So we'll start with crystals. As luck would have it, we've also got some coal there. I didn't even plan for that. And then you need mana shards. Well, what are you? Oh, you're earth stones. These are mana shards. All right, fine. This is nothing we can't cope with. I've got room for 5 more houses, so I'm going to bang them up so I've got enough dudes in order to get the job done. Build, house. Hold on, we can do that from here. It's all right, build menu. I don't need you. Just house will do. Right, fling you round there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and another one. And then because I'm sporting, we'll upgrade the heck out of you. Yeah, there you go. We won't use the reinforced lumber because you never know, we might need it in a minute. Level 4 should certainly be sufficient. Yeah, there you go. This should get me a handsome number of potential employees who are going to bounce around the place and potentially be called morons. Right, what have we got? 41 available morons. Good, that's more than enough. What do you do? Gold. Well, that sounds valuable. Maybe I should start mining that. Although, you know, we've got quite a bit of stripping to do to get that to work. That said, when it comes to stripping, I've recently started to really enjoy the remove resource button, where you just kind of go, no, I need to come through here, Gov. There you go. That's it. Yeah, you're all gone. Yes, it cost me money to do so, but what the heck? Also, it's killing resources that I might not ever be able to get back again. Details. Right, okay, so this is not my shed. Yes, it is my shed. Right, we'll do the usual with this, I think. We'll go with a silo. Now, I haven't used the item packager yet, and I'm tempted to do so, but not right now. We'll give the silo an idiot. Idiot, grab shard. Are you able to grab shard? I don't know what. I haven't got a shard grabbing kit. This worker cannot activate this item. Well, that's really bad news for the worker. Die. Okay, right. Well, what about a mine then? Is a mine able to do it? I don't know if it is. Have I missed something crucial here? No, surely not. Maybe. Hold on. Let's grab you and move it, because I like to. Don't you dare! I like to move it. You've now got access to mana crystals. How do you feel about that? Nope, you don't do anything with them either. Right, well, I like to move it again. Go over there. Let's try a mine. Yeah, there may have been a tall tip that I failed to pay heed to. I mean, that would be dramatic, wouldn't it? What now? Rail tiles, 50. Why am I short on rails? We should be producing those at a rate of flipping knots. Oh, crikey. Yeah. Okay, well, look, while I preamble through getting rails sorted, there's nothing in the barn here, which means I've got something on there. What are you making? You're making reinforced plank. Okay. Do I want you making reinforced plank? Can you make me some rails, please? Reinforced plank. No, you're not relevant. However, why are we? What's the crisis going? Oh, it's because you've got a flipping idiot in the way. All right, move. Oi, idiot, shift it. Because we're not. Oh no, you're in the way as well. Get out of it. I've started sticking fences down where idiots kind of go, I'm going to stand on the tracks. And you're going to go, don't stand on the tracks. There's a minecart trying to do stuff. That's why we didn't have any reinforced plank, because it had been intercepted by Burks. Right, now then, you lot are making regular plank. I'll tell you what, let's upgrade you to a lot, and then we'll never run out again. Where's me tool smith, factory smith tool? I find looking flat works quite well because you can see. Okay, what's happening here? Here's the barn. Oh, it's full. That's why. Well, let's do that because it makes all four of these in order, because you never know when you're going to need them. From what I have thus far ascertained, however, I'm not really going to need that many pipes. There we go. We've got some rail going on. And I'll tell you something else. Let's cease production on everything other than rails. Yeah, you see, that's the smart way to go. I could make the metal conveyors and make things go a little bit swifter, but to be honest, I don't see the need to do so. We've got gears, we've got iron wheels, we've got pipes. I've got those in stock, so there's really no rush to produce any more of those because I haven't actually figured out anything that uses them yet. Maybe my exploration with mana will turn something up. Right, mine. I don't think the mine's going to do it. Ferrous ores and minerals. Okay. Well, you could stick it there and get coverage on both. No, I think that's a bad idea. Let's just bang it here. Do you want to do it that way? Sure, why not? Okay, right. Select recipe, mana shards, por favor. There you go. So apparently this uses a blue coin to harvest each one. That's a bit cheeky. Yeah, okay, right. The mine will mine absolutely everything. That's good. And then what? Right, well, move this. That there. Good. Do your mana shards roll? They do. Well, good. That makes life a bit easier. And then because I'm feeling that way inclined, I'm gonna run this down there by train. I mean, it's arguably completely unnecessary. In fact, there isn't an argument to be had. It is completely unnecessary. It's just sitting there because I felt like it. You're also going to need some coal. So I tell you what, we'll build there. I think we'll build another mine, which I haven't quite got the rails for yet. Why are they going slowly? You were producing really fast a moment ago. Why are you now producing slow? Where's the bottleneck? Right, I'm going to fix this. I'll be back in a moment. Right then, I've built myself a nice little railway here in order to hold on, it's not going to work. I built myself, hold on, that will work. Give me a moment. A nice little railway, there she blows, that will deliver the aforementioned crystals into the mana forge, which is absolutely brilliant. But I'm going to do something stupid with it because, well, why wouldn't you? Just as a means of finishing off. Right, stick that there, grab it, move it, grab it, rotate it. There you go. Bang you on there, off you trot. So he'll quite merrily go around his business. Now, obviously, he's got to slow down here because he goes uphill. I put a crossover in, didn't need to, but I thought it was cool. So I did that. Have you received? No. Interesting. What? Why are you unable to grab the necessary that you should be grabbing? Whatnot from there. You should be quite merrily, unless regular minecarts can't carry magic stuff. Because there is a magic minecart, you see. So no. You need to. Yeah, I'm doing it right. I'm talking to the minecart, and we want white crystally whatnots. Mana shards, please. That's odd. Okay, it should be working. And it's somewhat perplexing that it isn't. Actually, equally perplexing is the fact that that's not showing that as a station. All right, I'll have to investigate further. Right, I've got the system working. The reason it wasn't working is because I'm a clown and I forgot to put a rail stop there. I did a bit of rail reorganisation as well, and we switched out the silo for a barn just so we could store a little bit more. Not that I really need to. And typically, while I was doing that, I went back and I completely reorganised the way that I make rails in the first place, so I make them faster. Such is the nature of a conveyor belt game, which I'm going to call the genre that we're working in here. Anyway, we're now on the process of getting the coal deposit. I looked at that and I thought it was coal, it was iron, but there's some coal just over here. So we're going to get this coal field hooked up, and then I'm going to try and do something clever. And you might have noticed the clever thing that I was trying to do already. And honestly, I've got no idea if it's going to work or not. But there we are. Now, I don't have to do the clever thing, but I thought it might be interesting. Given that here we are at the end of the road, I thought, well, let's have a look and see what we can do that's maybe a little bit more interesting than normal. I'm perhaps padding out this introduction just a smidge because I've still got some building to do. Oh, for crying out loud, this landscape is really, really rugged and therefore requires more activities of a smoothing nature. There you go. Right, there you are. Good. Right, now then, you get yourself round the corner like that. And also, something else that occurred to me, yeah, because these things always do, is, you could build a cracking mainline solution using minecarts on this. If you were to build all of your production buildings in a way that meant you effectively had a loop, and then with filters, you can see where I'm going. You only run this one thing in one direction and all of that kind of business. I thought, oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, well, I'm an idiot because I've decided that in my spare time I might actually go and do that. But, we'll see. Now then, here's where we're going to be clever, possibly. We might equally not be clever. We might be this might just not work. I suspect that somewhere in the barrel of monkeys that are the logistic tools that we've got here, or the compute blocks, one or other, there will be a switch that will allow me to send one minecart in one direction and one in another direction. So we can use this shared rail stop here. I don't need it to use a shared rail stop. No, it's absolutely fine to have multiple rail stops going into this thing. But I thought, no, we'll see if we can't do something with that. So look at the compute blocks first. The toggle can be set on or off. Helpful. An inventory sensor. Okay, Boolean function, yeah, agent trigger, calculates information based on an agent that enters or exits the block, okay. Logic lamp that lights up when the state is on. Your guess is as good as mine. Sets the value to another logic block without triggering output. This doesn't feel right. Signal gate. No, because there isn't the concept of points. And points are what I'm going to need, because what I'll do is I'll put a straight piece of track here, and then what I want it to do is flip it around the loop to the right there if it's doing route 1, and flip it around the other way if it's doing route 2. So what about this? Can block path movement. Yes. Splitters and filters and whatnot, they all work for belts. So that it's definitely in the compute tools. Oh, I'm going to be just a smidge out of my depth here. Now then, what else could we do? well, I think we could buy some of these and start fiddling and see what happens. Okay, right. Well, first off, let's put down a bit of rail. Yeah, it's a bad idea. I know. And then, all right, we'll go back here. Well, actually, we'll see if there's magic rail faster. Fine. So look, he's already cleared off over that way, and that's fine. But it means that he's never going back to the manor farm ever in his entire life. So what we need is, I mean, the other thing that I could do is I could run it as a figure 8. So you pick up the coal and drop it off. It's quite a long way off. So if I can get this to work, then I will run quite a few on here. Right, toggle. Toggle. Now, presumably that's toggle to off at the moment. Toggle on. All right, well, let's see what happens to the minecart with toggle on versus toggle off. I don't think it's changing any kind of a state there, but we'll find out. And while we're in the area, let's get a few more going, so we're not waiting forever to get the next wagon rolling. Yeah, off you go. All right, you come on, and you as well, and go. Right, okay. Now, as you saw, when they all just went past, go, no, the other way. That's it. Off trot. Good. When they all went past, they all went straight on. All right, so if we turn the toggle the other way, does it do anything? I'm going to bet no, it doesn't, because that's the way that I feel it's likely to be. Here we go. Nope, no change. Okay, so it's not toggle. We have established that toggle ain't it. Toggle, go. Thank you. Good. Right, I was pressing the wrong button. All right, so what else could it be? Basically, we'll know. Oh, hold on, what's an agent trigger? Calculates information based on an agent that enters the block. Well, okay. There you go. You're an agent trigger. Minecart. Yeah. See, it sees it's a minecart. Good. What's the offset for? Oh, okay. So when the minecart goes through there, it will trigger the toggle, presumably, or it'll trigger whatever it is I fancy. If we set the now, does it understand a minecart filled with a particular product? All right. Well, let's say mana shard. Right, because we've got one that's filled a mana shard and 3 that aren't. Trigger, enter or exit. Enter, yeah, okay. And then if I place a toggle down here, right, and then we link that to this chap here. Sorry, I'm all over the place with my buttons. Offset this. Right, okay, so what we should see is that turn into a tick. Well, what we're hoping to see is that turn into a tick when the cart with the mana crystals goes through it. No, it just did. And no change. Oh, that's a pity. Yeah, okay. All right, well, that's not it then. I mean, I don't think there's anything else I can do there. Issue command. I'm issuing the command. Let's do it the other way and see if that does anything. So if it sees a mana shard, it will switch. Nope. All right. Well, to make sure that I'm not a complete idiot, let's make sure that we've got. Let's set it to minecart instead. If I can find out where. No, in fact, we just do stamina thingamajig. No. Right, it doesn't do, it has no concept of minecarts. Oh, well, that's annoying. How about just cart? No, that's carrot. It's not the same thing at all. Okay, so this is obviously only going to work on a belt. Oh, right, okay. See if there's anything else that could possibly be it, but I think I'm going to have to resign myself to something fairly mundane and straightforward here. Yeah, timer block. What's a signal gate? Block that will only pass messages if the gate is okay. Right, a timer block does it every so often, and a delta block. No, these I think are only going to work with belts. They're not going to work with carts. What a shame. Now, obviously, if you know better, tell me. I am interested to know, and I'll read your comment, and I'll even give you some kind of an acknowledgement. Restricts and organises movement. Yeah, but again, I think that's for what's it only? Oh, hold on. Force matching items to take a specified cart direction. Right, so if we did that, and then we... well, he's off then. Item filter, crystals. Again, I don't think this is going to work, but you never know. Right, mana shards. Okay, so if you're carrying a mana shard, go that way. Okay, he is carrying mana shards, and so is this next one. Good, yeah. And, yeah, okay, so are you. And... okay. Which means if the other one is carrying coal, maybe this will work. The only downside, of course, is... yes. Yeah, the only downside... oh, hold on. No, what we'll do is I'll place another piece of track here. I've got an idea. This is going to work. Right, okay. I don't... if I can place this piece of track. Which I can. Right, good. So, I need another one of them. Paths. Hold on, have you thought this through? Not as such, no. Okay, so if you've got an empty cart, send it that way. If you've got a cart with mana crystals on, send it the other way. No, it's not going to work. Okay, I've not done this very well, but just as a kind of a proof of concept, we'll go for... so if you've got coal, go that way. Yeah, okay. But if I send it the other way, it's going to come back with mana crystals on. You know what would work really well here? No, it's all right. I'll just put more dudes on the business. Right. Okay. Good. That's that going. I think. Is it? No. Why is? Whoa. Hello there. Oh, it's sent them the other way. Right. Well, hold on. Well, we can fix that. We'll just make this one way. Right. And actually, because this is the sensible thing to do, we'll do that everywhere. Right. There you go. One way. Right. Good. Right, yeah. Now, you turn round. Can I turn you round? I don't think I can. Right, grab it. And no. Yes, off you go. You come here. You go that way as well. That's it. You come here and go that way. What's the matter? You can go this way. I haven't got any coal. Oh, it needs an ore gate there. In a... either or kind of a fashion rather than an ORE kind of a way. And you haven't got coal either, so you can't go. It also needs the concept of empty versus loaded. Right, okay, so that's just not helpful then, is it? Right, okay, look, tell you what, why is this not, why are you not funking the house up? Because I'm not getting any coal. Oh, okay, because you need to put a stop in here. Right. Logistic, rail stop, right about there. Right, good. Rail stop, output, access is on, good. Okay, now then, let's see what actually occurs here. He's got coal, everybody. Coal has been got, and that means we're now rolling. And all I need to do is set up a quick barn. Otherwise, we're going to be overloaded in no time flat. Quick barn. And I don't know if this is going to... Are you going to roll? You are going to roll. No, hold on. You didn't unload. Oh, no, you did unload. Well, that's all good then. Yep, there we go. We've got a mana crystal-y type deal kind of thing. Right, and you like to be shooted. That's jolly. And there you go. Right, that's it. No, that's your lot. It's working. That's it. That's the series for you, friends. We're done. I like it. In fact, and you know, this is heresy. I might even like it a little bit more than Satisfactory. You know, I think that that games like this are at their best when you play them in an isometric or a top-down kind of a fashion. Face the right way, would you? But obviously, you're entitled to your own opinion, as wrong as it may be. You are entitled to your own opinion. Don't mind me. I'm flinging minecarts up like there's no tomorrow. Yep, go. And there you go. So yeah, I'll probably have a tinker with this in my spare time and see what transpires. I think building a main line of some kind where there's an awful lot of activity going on could be quite good fun. Anyway, I've been Colonel Failure. I hope you've enjoyed this series. And should I build anything miraculous in my spare time, I'll do a one-off to kind of show you what I've made. Subscribe for future activities and adventures. And why not fling a like at this if you enjoyed it. And I'll be back with something new soon. Yeah, there's some excitement for you. Cheerio! So there you go, that's Factory Town. I've played a fair bit of it now, and it's really quite enjoyable. But it's much like Factorio. It's one to play on yourself, largely, because an awful lot of the game is about tearing down the thing that you had built a minute ago and putting it back together again. And then 5 minutes later, tear it down some more and put it back together again. What I will tell you for nothing is that shoots are cool. I like shoots. Shoots are very good. Yeah, I need more shoots in everyday life for various reasons that I won't necessarily go into right now. Anyway, there'll be another series of something coming up. Oh, soon, I should think. And therefore, if you enjoyed this one and you like the way that it's delivered, then perhaps subscription is in the offing there. Go on, give the button a nudge. You know you want to.